afternoon, world. Sorry. Good morning, world. Hope you guys enjoyed my review yesterday. I'm off today. The boss didn't text me, so that means I'm off today, right? Yeah. My room's a mess. I have to clean it. Really, I haven't yet. It's a mess. Yeah, I need today off. I'm fucking tired, man. I worked 3 days straight, so I need today off. But the boss didn't text me, so that means I don't work, right? Yeah. Yeah. So you're gonna apply to more places. Yeah, today I might like to well, I'll ask my stepmother to give me a ride there. Drive me to A&W's and Tim Hortons venue. I'll apply there, obviously, because I haven't heard back from the other places, right? So, yeah. Well, whoever we watch, you a bit sad, pissed off. He might be a bit pissed off that I'm leaving. He's like, Ivan, why? Like, you don't like working here? I'm like, yeah, I like working here, but I prefer my other job over washing dishes, right? Yeah. Washing dishes is not fun. There's a reason why Tony left. He got another job. The job pays him more money. He could have easily worked weekends, honestly, Tony, but he decided to quit. I know why he quit, because he knows the work is too much, man. Yeah. Working at Coco Fruity, man, is a lot of work, man. A lot of fucking work, yeah. Especially on a weekend. Even weekdays. Weekdays, like during the day, it's not that bad, but when you close, that's when it's a lot of work. I guarantee most dishwashers, a lot of dishwashers quit because they don't like closing there. Closing is when it sucks. You have to like wash mountains of dishes and they make you mop. Yeah, it's a lot of work. Yeah. That's why the gates don't touch my money, man. You have me work minimum wage my whole life while you're making your trillions and you hit you off me and you cause this mess, you just fuel to me. You're not touching the time and money, man. These billions are for me, BJ. It's not for you. You're just a greedy pig. Yeah. I'm not gonna let you take my money after what you put with your life, man. No way. Zero, man. You're not touching my money. I have the keys on myself to you, yeah. The Gates wouldn't even negotiate for half. No, they're so greedy because they control everything in the world. Either we control your brand or you suffer the consequences. You want VGL Fresh yourself and you want to control your Zane's brand, I have the keys myself to you, you know what I'm saying? You have to pay for that, yeah. I choose the right choice. I know, even though it's scary, I know I made the right choice. I wake up 1 minute later, I made the right choice, you know? Eugene's crying, oh, Ivan, don't sell. Oh, you know, she's crying. I was like, she's guaranteed gonna cry when they said no, just because she feels bad for me. Oh my god, Ivan, she feels bad for me. One innocent man fighting all the most powerful men and women in the world, man. All the gatekeepers in the world. Yeah. Even though me and Vijay's family are the gatekeepers, there's gatekeepers in the world who are under them. There's different levels of bosses, obviously. You have the gatekeepers in Hollywood, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Fighting the most powerful men in the world, yeah. Because the gates don't want me, what? They don't want me making my billions, control my money, controlling my Zans, man. They know if I make my billions with the keys to the game, that's a lot of power. They know I can start skyscraping with VJ better than their Hollywood companies. Yeah, even though $12 billion is pocketing to us, I have Mara and BJ with $12 billion in their bank, $12.5 billion in their bank is a lot of power. They can start their own film studio with that money. Yeah. Start my own film studio with that money. I can start a film studio better in Hollywood, and I can get the Hollywood actors chosen out of the Hollywood system. I can pay them more than what they make in Hollywood on average, and they get better perks and everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, crazier fame, yeah. They make more money than what they make in Hollywood. See what I'm saying? Yeah, my room's a mess, man. We cleaned the Ivan. I'm lazy today. I'm very lazy. I'll go over my book today in the afternoon, maybe around 3, 4 o'clock. I'll go over my book. Go over 5 pages of my book. I have to go over volume 3. I have to polish it up a little bit. Yeah. Are you polishing it up like crazy? No. I don't want to ruin the story, but I fix a few words here and there, dialogue and everything. Volume 3. Yeah. See what I'm saying? Yeah. 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 God, your book looks sick. Oh, my book is a masterpiece. It's the best facts I've ever written. Yeah. Alright, man, be humble. You're so cocky. In real life, I'm a very humble man. On this channel, I brag like crazy because you guys piss me off. You lock the doors on me and you cause this mess. And you act like I watch myself. That's why I purposely brag on this channel because you guys piss me off, obviously. You act like I watch myself. That's why I'm not any rules you have king. You guys deserve. No, I can watch himself. Yes, I'm not going to do that, man. You want to keep behind the scenes, so I'm king. I'm behind the scenes. You guys deserve. It's your fault. Don't be mad that now that I'm king, it's all behind the scenes. You chose to keep it behind the scenes. That's the setup, obviously, and you got what you deserve, man. But me and VJ are king, we live that moment of life. We're famous movie stars, and we're trending like every day. When the main event on X, on Twitter, every day you're left behind. You're not saved. You get what you deserve. Let it go. But I wish you guys the best. I'm a good man, honestly. Some Sarah. Yeah. Yeah. Will the Zayn's actors become friends? Oh yeah, they will. Obviously, John Boyega is gonna be. John Boyega knows Andy Serkis. Andy Serkis worked with him on Star Wars. He voiced Snoke, right? The Zayn stars are gonna become friends, obviously, because it's like a family. They're part of the Xanus family. You know how Coco Fruity, it's like a family? Yeah, you have this Xanus family. That's why whenever I sign a Star Wars, I always say, welcome to the Xanus family, guys. They're all like, holy shit, you're going to be part of this amazing, perfect journey with me, you know what I'm saying? And everyone, all the actors become friends, obviously. Pretty good friends during the movie project. Because they're part of the family, they're part of that amazing journey for the movie. Fighting all those devils, yeah. Uh, yeah. 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 Some Sarah. So Peter Jackson will help me with payroll. Yeah, Peter Jackson has to help me with payroll. He's my executive producer. He also has to help me with the screenplay, the concept art, and the main calls, obviously. Yeah. Because I'm not. I'm keeping track of the budget. I'll help you with that. I'll help you keep track of the budget, Ivan. Yeah, Peter has to help me keep track of the budget. Yeah, Peter has to help me with that, obviously. He doesn't have to help me sign like all the crewmen, the Lord of the Rings Hobbit crewmen in Hollywood. But he has to help me sign the stars in the group first year, like Wider Workshop, the costume designers, the master designers, the extras, crewmen. You know what I'm saying? Peter has to help me sign all those guys, and he has to help me sign the stars too, obviously. He's my executive producer. I'm like, Peter, don't be cheap, man. Pay Avon Jose his 3.5 to 4. Don't pay me 100K. It's not that great. Okay, Ivan. Yeah, man. That way he works hard for you. He's not pissed off. Considering you're making way more than everyone else, Peter, you got to make sure these actors get paid. But if their agents get greedy, Peter, be strict and say no. If Von Jose wants 5, 6, 7 million, his agent wants $7 million. You have to be strict and say no. He's not worth it. He gets a 3.5 to 4. That's a good paycheck for Von Jose. He doesn't make that in Hollywood. I'm sorry. It's a massive contract, a massive movie contract for Von Jose, obviously. Sound like a 11.5, 12 million deal. It's a deal I don't make it out. Yeah, it's a good deal for you, Von Jose. He's like, holy shit, I was like, bust out of the water. I signed like a 12 million deal. I don't. This is how much age is making Holloway. I know. Von Jose is getting paid. That's why he'll work hard for me. He's getting paid, obviously. Yeah. If Mel Gibson shows me, he has to help me with payroll too, the screenplay, and sign the Hollywood Lord of the Rings crewmen, Hobbit crewmen, yeah, and the actors. He has to help me, Mel Gibson, obviously. I'm saying if I choose. Yeah. Yeah. So the majors, the agents and managers in Hollywood are greedy. Yes, man. Beware of the greedy Hollywood actors, agents, and managers. And they're greedy pigs because they know me. VJ's movie merchant game is going to do blades and profit. They want a bigger chunk of the pie. They might want to try and get royalties for the game too. I'm like, no, man. No actors getting royalties for the game. What I'm paying these guys is enough. They don't make this in Hollywood. You don't want my offer. You want a lot of more in Hollywood. I give you a deal. It's still, I can't give you a deal. Like, John Boyega's agent might push for maybe 20, 25 million of the film profits. I'm like, guys, man, you're getting greedy. John Boyega's not worth that, okay? He gets his 8.5. If he's worth 20 million by then, which I highly doubt it, if he's worth 20 million by the time I do Xanus, I can give John Boyega 10 million of the film profits, a bit more. But chances are he'll be worth maybe 16 million, 17 million. He gets like his 8.5. And Ju Monsu, I'll give him like 9.9. But if he's worth 20, I can give Ju Monsu 10. 10.1 or something like that, 10.2. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Obviously. John is like, can I get like $20 million? Right? I'm like, no, John, you're getting greedy. I'm like, you're getting 9. Stop being greedy, man. You don't make this on. It's a deal, man. I don't make this all the time. Yes. $9 million bucks. Holy shit. That's how much A-listers. Yeah, A-listers make $9 million in Hollywood. And John Boyega's making $9 million for his base. It's a good contract for him. A movie contract for him right now. Yeah. Yeah. The agents are going to want a piece of everything, of course, man. The agents in Hollywood take a piece of everything the actor makes. They take a cut of everything because they're their agents and their managers. They represent the actors. I'm sorry. Yeah. The agents take a piece of everything. Yeah. Even the speaking money they're going to want. Yeah, because they know those speaking deals as a massive deal. The actors are going to make, I don't know, their 800K, 1 million, 1.2 million speaking. The agents want, I want a cut of that too. Yeah, you guys get your cut of everything, but the $2,000 gift card you don't touch. That's a gift from the company. So I'm sorry. Yeah. Obviously. That's why me and VJ are going to be so boss. We're so boss. We own this film studio and we're paying all the Hollywood actors and rich contractors. Like, no, we're boss, man. Me and VJ are the boss. We're paying Peter his mega deal. His 1.4 billion deal, yeah. But Peter's gonna want more money for the world tour because he's greedy. Am I gonna get paid more than the actors? I'm like, no, Peter. You get an equal amount with the actors. I'm not paying more money. He's like, why not, Ivan? I'm like, Peter, man, you're actually pissing me off. You're very greedy, man. Like, you're making way more than everyone else. For the world tour, you get an equal amount. You might be pissed off. Fine, whatever, man. I'm like, Peter, you're pissed off. Yeah, Ivan, I deserve more than the actors. I'm like, Peter, I'm paying you way more than the actors for the movie contract. For the world tour, you get an equal amount. $1.2 million for you in speaking is good enough. I'm not paying more money. Why, Ivan, you're greedy too, man. You and VJ are making like your $10, $11 in speaking. You're giving us the peanuts. I'm like, I'm not giving you the peanuts. I'm giving you a good chunk of my money, man. You guys are making your $1 million in speaking, man. In Hollywood, you make your 75K, 150K for Comic-Con, right? You're making your $1 million speaking, obviously. Because Peter wants a bigger chunk of that. He wants like his $2-3 million. I'm not paying for money because he's a greedy Peter. Watch out for the greedy Peter. He's a greedy pig. So I'm saying, he's a greedy Peter. He's a greedy animal, yeah. Yeah. Jumanju might want 13 million. I'm like, no, Jumanju, you get 10.4. That's a good paycheck if you don't make it. So that's good deal for me. Yeah. Jumanju gets his 10.4 million for his base for his contract. I can give him 9 point, like maybe 9.9 million of the film profits. He gets 2 million for the game. He gets his 250K for the promos. And he gets potential earnings in speaking, which can range, I don't know, from 600, 800K to $1 million in speaking. So Jumanju sound like, I don't know, 22 million deal in Canadian money, which is like he lives in America, a $16 million deal is American money. That's how much Avis is making out. He signed a mega deal if he wants to, massive contract. Walk away with, I don't know, like $8 million in his bank after taxes and his agent's cut. 16 million after taxes is 9, but his agent takes 10%, and he's walking away with maybe 8.2 million in his bank he wants to. It's a massive contract. He's getting paid. All these actors are getting paid. They sign mega deals. Yeah. So the 3 actors you're gonna sign first is Vaughn Jose, John Boyega, and Jumanju. Because those 3 actors are like my supporting leads for the movie. Obviously, Volume 1 and Volume 2 of Papari and Acetonians and Cassis are like the supporting leads. Whereas in Volume 3, everyone kind of has more equal scenes. But in the first 2 volumes, those are pretty much the 3 supporting leads of the movie. And so I'm signing those guys first. I'll have Peter sign Vaughn Jose, VJ can sign John Boyega, and I'll sign Jumanju. The man Jumanju, right? Yeah. Obviously. Yeah. Some Sarah. Their age, like, that's a good deal, man. Like, you're very generous, man. These actors don't make this in Hollywood. Yeah, Jumanju, I read in an interview, he says he doesn't get paid much now. He's been working hard for 20 years, and he struggles to demand bigger paychecks. I only make my modest millions, maybe my 1.52, 2.53 million in Hollywood. You can't bargain for more money than that. He struggles to bargain for more money in Hollywood. But for my company, I'm making sure he gets paid. That way he destroys the role of Cassius, obviously. My cousin, the General of the Army. You're gonna see Jumanju. He's the General of the Army. Because Jumanju is good for Cassius. He even kind of looks like you. He has that look of a general. Yeah. So you chose the right cast. I don't, Peter. I chose the right cast. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Peter Jackson has some say in the casting decision. Of course he will. I'm gonna talk it over with VJ and Peter for the casting choices. The casting directors will look at the reels of the Hollywood actors, and they narrow down the top candidates. And then me and Peter, and then once you narrow down the top candidates, me and Peter and VJ can look at the reels. I'm like, Peter, who do you think is the best for the role? You might tell me, Ivan Daniel Kaluuya he looks more like you, but John Boyega has more of that sarcasticness in his character. As you saw in Star Wars, I think John Boyega is best for the part, Ivan. Yeah, Peter, I agree. John Boyega is better for the part. Hence why I'm most likely going to choose him. Yeah, he's most likely my chosen actor. But he has to compete with other actors, right? Jumanju has to compete with other actors. Vaughn Jose has to compete with Timothée Chalamet and Vaughn Jose. So Ivan, Timothée Chalamet is good too, but like Vaughn Jose has more of that Jesus disciple look and that farm boy look. Yes, hence why he's good for the role. Dev Patel too. Yeah. Some Sarah? And watch out for Timothée Chalamet too. Timothée Chalamet is a greedy pig too, because he's a small A, so he's greedy too. You might want like a 15 million on song. I'm like, no, Timothy, you get like your 10.2, 10.3. That's good enough. You're not worth 15 million, some Sarah. Because he might be worth maybe 40 million by then, 38 million. I can pay Timothy 10.2 million for his base, and I'll give him 16 million of the film profits. You give him a million for the merch, he gets like 2.3 million for the game. 2.4 million for the game. That's a good contract with me, Chalamet. And potential earnings in speaking, which can range from 600K, 800K, most likely a million two in speaking. He's like, it's a deal I would make his knowledge. Yeah, you sound like your 30 million deal to me, Chapman. It's a massive contract for him. And you get the perks too, right? Like, company comes with perks. Yeah. That's why Xanus will blow out of the water. Yeah, man. Yeah. And Don Chi will be competing with Vigo and Russell Crowe. Yeah, Vigo's worth 40 million, Don Chio's worth 40 million. So I can match their contracts, obviously. But if they're worth 50 million by then, I can pay them a bit more. I can pay Don Chio his 11. No, because Maramis is not as major. I'll just stick to the 10. Don Chio will have the same contract as Vigo pretty much. Don Chio, I'll pay him his 10. Vigo, I can pay him his 10 for his base. I can give them 60 million of the film profits. That's a good deal for Vigo and Don, right? Yeah. But they get like $1 million for the merch and they get like their 2.4 million for the game. Obviously, Vigo's like, I didn't sign me up for Lord of the Rings. I didn't make this. Yeah, I made like my 1 million for Lord of the Rings. Yeah, he's like, sign me up, Ivan. Your company blows out the water. I know Vigo. If I choose Vigo, Don Chi was like, sign me up, Ivan. Your company blows out the water. I know. Blows out the water. Yeah. Yeah, and Russell Crowe signed his like mega 100 million deal for my movie. It's not a massive deal. If he's chosen, you get the announcement. Russell Crowe signs $100 million deal with Sky Source for this Xanus movie. All the actors are like, holy shit, man! Russell Crowe signed a mega deal. We don't make this in Hollywood. Yeah, guys like Will Smith and Dwayne Johnson don't make $100 million in Hollywood, and yet Russell Crowe is not as big as those guys, and he made his $100 million deal. My company blows out the water. He's like, sign me up, Ivan. Yeah, he's all shocked. How would I make like my 20 million, Ivan? And you signed me to a $100 million deal. Holy shit, you're going to go out of the water. I know Russell Crowe. He's like, sign me up. It's a deal, Ivan. Yeah, he signs that contract. If I choose Russell Crowe, yeah. Signs that mega deal. Yeah. Ivan, what about 100 million for Russell Crowe for his film profits? I'm like, guys, man, you're actually pissing me off a little bit, man. You're getting greedy, man. I'm not going to pay Russell Crowe $100 for film profits. He's not worth that. He gets 55. Yeah, because the agents are greedy. Yeah, they want more money, make more money. Ivan, what about like 3.44 million for the game and a nice like 50 million of the game profits for Russell Crowe? I'm like, guys, man, you're getting greedy. I'm not going to pay Russell Crowe $4 million and 50 million of game profits. You're getting greedy, man. Stop being greedy, guys, Suzanne. No actor's getting a piece of the game. I'm already giving you a nice piece of the film profits and a nice piece of the merch. You're not getting squat of the game. I'm not going to overpay these guys and have them rip me off, man. When I'm paying them is enough. They don't make this in Hollywood. It's a deal, Ivan. Yeah, get a good deal. Because the agents and managers know the game will be very popular. They know I'm going to do billions for the game. They want a bigger chunk of the money, of the pie. Greedy. See what I'm saying? The greedy pigs. Yeah. 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 And once I signed all his A's or his 5 hit periods mine, he's like, holy shit, I mean, your company blows out of water, man. All your major stars signed mega deals. Even the minor characters signed good deals. Like 300K, 150K, 700K. Yeah, the actor for Lithius and Barons, I'll pay them like 700K for the movie. They don't get any money for the merch because they're not featured on the merch. And yeah, obviously. Like the actor for Lithius, Baramus, those actors will not be featured on the merch with me. And they will not go world tour with me, and they don't get speaking fee money. They just get their 700K. And they don't get any royalties too. I'm not paying those guys over. They just get their salary. And that's it. And the perks and the 2,000 gift card, obviously. They're not featuring me on the magazines. They don't get the promo money either. The minor characters not featuring me. They don't get the promo money. Only the major stars get that. I'm still making sure they get paid. Like the actors for the Crows and Eagles, I can pay them 150K. That's a good paycheck for them. And the actor for Lithius and Baramus, you can pay them 700, 750K. That's a nice contract for them. Still a nice contract right now. But they don't get the other money. Obviously. I'm sorry. So the agents might even push. Yeah, the agents might push for $1 million for the promos. I'm like, guys, man, you're getting greedy. These actors, I'm not going to pay these actors $1 million for the promo. You're getting greedy. I can't afford to pay all the actors $1 million for the promos because the promo money is paid through the salary budget too, and you got to be careful. My guys, the money, the promo money the actors are making for the magazines and the Sky Source News and the commercials is paid through the budget. Hence why they're not worth $1 million. They get their 250, 300, 400K. Some Sarah. Smaller A stars and B actors, rising stars get 250K, obviously, and the bigger ones who are worth like 80 million, so maybe one, like 40 million get 300K, and the really big guys who are worth like the A's actors who are worth like their 70 million to one like 80 million, they get their 300K, and the ones who are worth like 200 million plus, they get 400K. For the promos. That's a good deal. That's why Russell Crowe gets 300K. That's a good paycheck for him. I mean, that's a lot of money. Yeah, which is like, I don't know, 450K in your Australian money, Russell Crowe. That's a massive money. 400K for being featured in magazines also is a lot of money, man. Yeah, that's a good deal for Russell Crowe. Yeah, and Hollywood doesn't even make this. Yeah, sometimes actors don't even get paid for that in Hollywood. I checked on Google. They said for magazine shoots, sometimes actors don't get paid. It's used for publicity to grow their image, their brand. But for my company, the actors actually get paid for that. But if their agents get greedy and want like 800K a million, I'm like, no, you rip me off. They don't get that, some Sarah. Yeah. Some Sarah. Yeah. But Russell Crowe will really build buzz for Zane. That's why he's good for Mammoth. Because yeah, Ivan Russell Crowe's gonna really build buzz for your movie. He's a big actor. He'll build more buzz than Vigo and Don Cheadle. Vigo and Don Cheadle will build a little bit of buzz, but not the kind of buzz Russell Crowe will build. Because Russell Crowe's a very popular, well-known actor. He's a big actor. That's why he'll help build buzz. He's the captain of the Archers. Yeah, he'll help build the buzz, Ivan. Yeah, because Ivan, but for Russell Crowe, you gotta pay him well. You gotta give him a nice piece of your film profits. Pay him a rich salary. Yeah, Peter, is his salary good? Yeah, Ivan, that's a good paycheck for him. $100 million, that's a good paycheck for him, Ivan. You say, holy shit, your company blows out of the water, man. They don't make this in Hollywood. I know, Peter. Your company blows out of the water. I know. And Ivan, because you pay a lot of money, they're going to work really hard for me, Ivan. The work will be easier for me. Yeah. It'll be the work. Peter doesn't have to worry about trying to get better acting out of the actors more. He's going to get amazing performance with them because I made sure all the Xanus stars got paid a lot of money. More than what they make in Hollywood. That's why they all work really hard for me, obviously. I'm giving them nice perks too. A luxury buffet. All you can eat buffet and everything. Yeah, they're going to work harder for me. I know what I'm doing. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. So the actors get a lot of perks. Yeah, they get to party it up at me and Vijay's, I don't know, $550 million house like Incredibles. They get to party it up in my yacht. They get to do tabories in my yacht. When I do tabories, the actors come to my yacht and they drive in the ocean and we're doing tabories. That's a nice perk. With a beer. Yeah, every time I do tabories, I'll have a beer, obviously. So wintertime, I can do the taboring sometimes in my house. In my beautiful living room, we do the taboring in my house. Might as well do it in my office, in my boardroom. And then spring, summer, fall, we do it at my yacht, the tabories. With a beer. The actors have like 3 beers. Don't have them have like 6 beers. Have them have like 3 beers. 3, 4 beers. You buy a bunch of beer and the actors drink. Yeah, you guys can drink beer, but don't drink too much. I don't want you getting drunk, obviously. But you can have maybe 3 beers. And we'll do like, I don't know, a 2-hour taboring. A nice perk. And for the magazine shoots and everything, they get sponsored with clothes. Their suits, their casual clothes, their shoes. Obviously, yeah, their shades. I sponsor them with high-end clothes. And it gets delivered to their house, obviously. That's why they're getting spoiled, yeah. Nice perks. Limo services, staying at luxury hotel suites. While they're training in Vancouver, they'll be staying at suites. And then luxury hotel, yeah. For the world tour, they get to stay at suites. Luxury hotel suites. They get to fly on a private jet. They get limo services, yeah. Obviously. Nice perks. Is there? So Peter Jackson's agent might get cocky. Yeah, Peter Jackson's agent might get cocky, and his agent might push for that $2 million deal. I'm like, no. When I'm paying Pearson enough, he doesn't make this in Hollywood. Yeah. $85 million for his base, which is like $100 million in his New Zealand money. $100 million for Peter Jackson for 4 years of work is a lot of money for him. He doesn't make that in Hollywood. He gets $200 million for the merch profits and $200 million for the game profits and $700 million for the film profits. But if I make 12.5, I'll give Peter maybe $680. No, I can just give him the $700 million. But if I make 10, Peter gets $650. I make 12, 13, I can give him $700 million. Which is like a 1.1 billion deal in Canadian money, right? Yeah, it's a $1.185 billion, $1.185 billion deal for Peter, which is like a $1.4 billion in his New Zealand money. So walking away like, 700 million in his bank after taxes. Peter, that's a lot of money for him. But because he's greedy, he wants more iron. I want to make more. I want a bit more of that iron. I'm like, Peter, no, man. It's a deal. I would make this. This is way more than what I made for the Hobbit of the Rings. Yes, Peter. This is way more than what I made for the Hobbit of the Rings. Stop being greedy, Samsara. Yeah. It's a deal, Ivan. Simon, he's Asian. Ivan, like, you're very generous, man. Peter doesn't make this now. I know. Ivan, that's a good deal for Peter, Ivan. You're very generous. Yes, Peter. Yes, guys. Yeah, it's a deal, Ivan. I'm saying Peter signs that contract, yeah. The movie as my star director, right? Yeah. And he gets 500K for the promos, Peter. Which is like 600K in his own money. So Peter's making out 650K for the promo. That's a lot of money for Peter. I mean, that's a lot of money for me. But I mean, I like that. I say $1 million out. I'm like, no, Peter, you get 500K. Stop being greedy. The promos. They're gonna interview you. Your interview will be featured on Sky Source News, and you're gonna be a part of the magazine shoots with the actors. He's like, holy shit. You're having your own like magazine, online magazine catalog thing. Oh my god, Peter, with the Sky Source News, they interview us. I can't wait to be a part of that interview. Your company blows out of the water. I know, Peter. The world will be buzzing about the movie. I know. That's why I'm doing the magazine promos, right? It builds buzz for the movie and the commercials too. It builds buzz for the movie. Builds a lot of buzz for the movie. Something like Hollywood Reporter. Yeah, something fucking cool. Yeah. Yeah. As well as Xanus is a lucky man. They're part of that amazing Xanus journey, man. The world of I wrote a masterpiece. Yeah, I can't wait to be part of that. I made that masterpiece of a story. Yeah, amazing story. Masterpiece. You know. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, give me a second. I have to use the bathroom. I have to use the bathroom. I'll be back in a sec. I have to use the bathroom, guys. Back in a sec. I hope you guys enjoy this show. Skip the video, don't wait, guys. Alright, I'm back, guys. I have to use the bathroom. Yeah, I have to use the bathroom, guys. And that's when my coffee will blow out of the water. I'm gonna get a coffee in a good, like, I don't know, 8 minutes. 1 hour mark, I'm gonna get another coffee for myself. I'm gonna upload this video, I'm gonna take a shower, and I'm gonna go to the store and get my beer and smokes. Obviously. Yeah. I'm gonna start binging Andor and Last of Us. Both shows ended, so I'm gonna binge it. I'm waiting for my Chromecast. This Thursday, I'm gonna order a Chromecast. When I get my Chromecast, I'm gonna binge Andor and Last of Us. Daredevil, I want to watch too, but I did not see season 3 of Daredevil. I only saw the first 2 seasons of Daredevil, so I have to watch season 3 first to understand Daredevil Born Again. Yeah. Yeah, watch out for the greedy agents and managers in the Hollow Island. The greedy pig. You have to be careful for those guys. The greedy animals, those guys. Yeah, they want to do whatever they can to make more money for their actors. Because they know if the actors make more money, they get a bigger paycheck. They want a bigger paycheck. That's why they're gonna push for more money. I'm like, no, guys, you're getting greedy. I'm not paying these actors more money, but they don't make this in Hollywood. So, yeah. Yeah. So Peter will help me with the main things. Yeah, Peter Jackson has to help me with payroll, keeping track of the budget. He also has to help me with the main business calls, the screenplay, and the concerts. Yeah, the hotel party at Burgess Ark Resort. I'm gonna do a 2-day all you can drink alcohol party event for the cast and crew. I'm gonna host a red carpet event there for the 3 volumes of Xanus. And my deal for the owners of that hotel is $11.1 million. $11.1 million. All right, what about 20? I'm like, no, guys, $11.1 million is a good deal. I pay you 20, you rip me off. We're only staying there for 2 days. I'm not gonna pay you $20 million. You guys are getting greedy. You get $11.1 million. You can pocket the majority of the money, but you have to put some of the money towards the event. Obviously, yeah. The owners will pocket the majority of the money, but I want a good chunk of the money going towards the event and the party. Okay, Ivan, yeah. So sorry. Peter has to help me with that. Peter has to help me with cameras. We're gonna rent. I don't know. I'll rent a good 17 film IMAX cameras. Is that enough, Peter? That's enough. Yes, I don't want to rent 30. You're wasting money. I'll rent a good 16, 17 film IMAX cameras for the movie, and the equipment for the cameras, the drones and everything. The camera moving sounds, the lighting equipment, the sound equipment. We're gonna get the best stuff. Peter will help me with that call. He has to help me with the special effects and visual effects equipment that we have to rent. And all, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Peter has to help me with that. Honestly, because the $1.2 billion going towards special effects and visual effects, the equipment cost is a part of that. So technically speaking, a good maybe 3. The best equipment for the visual effects team might cost me maybe $20 million, $15-20 million. So a good maybe $395 million going towards each of the volumes, because that's included a part of the special effects visual effects budget. Then Peter has to help me with the costumes, armor, and the weapons and the masks. I'll put $100 million towards that, and we get the best stuff. You're putting $100 million towards all that? I'm like, yeah. He's like, holy shit. We can create the best costumes, the best armor and weapons with that kind of money, Ivan. The best material for the mask, the printing machines for the mask, yeah, the demonic mask, yeah, the best mask in the business, obviously. Even better than that being Annabelle, man. The best mask, yeah. Yeah, and for Lord of the Rings, even though we had prosthetic masks, technology has gotten much better since then. This was in the late 90s, Ivan, yeah. And now you have unheard technology for the masks. Yeah. I don't want airtight full CGI Peter. I want him wearing a mask. And he feasts wearing a mask. That way they look more natural. But because I'm applying $400 million towards visual effects and special effects, they're devils and demons. So you don't want full CGI? No, Peter, I don't want full CGI. He'll look a bit computery and cheesy like Aslan. I don't like that look. So I'm sorry. Yeah. And Peter has something with the food. We're gonna call the farms in Switzerland. We're gonna buy all the food for like luxury buffet. Ivan, you're serving the cancer crew that kind of food. I'm like, yeah. He's like, holy shit, man! For your dessert, for your dinner, and your breakfast, I'd be looking at an amazing buffet. I know, Peter. Ivan, like your company blows out of the water. I know, Peter. I'll help you with. I'll help you with the food, and Peter helps me with the food, obviously. Yeah. 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 That's why what? I come blow out the water. Yeah. It's not fun working for, I don't know, like 11 months in the wilderness in Switzerland and you're getting served shitty food. Like for Lord of the Rings, I heard they got like sandwiches and that kind of stuff. And spaghetti and beef. I'm like, no, like serve the actors and crewmen a luxury buffet. That way, the brides of the mood, they're not stressed out. They're hungry, they eat their amazing breakfast. You film for another 4.5 hours and they eat their lunch. You film for a couple of hours and you eat your dessert. And the actors are well fed because I gave them all you can eat buffet and they're not as stressed out. You know, I haven't spoiled me with all you can eat buffet. Yeah, I saw that in the documentary. Yeah, he spoiled us, man. All you can drink like vending machine and your milkshake. Yeah, he spoiled the shit out of us. Yeah, his company blows out of the water. I know that's why all the Xanus are gonna beg. But they're not good for the greatest hit with Keanu Reeves or Tom Cruise. They're not good. I'm sorry. Yeah. 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 So Zane's actors will be shocked by your house. Yeah, when they see my house, they're like, Ivan Vijay, this is your house? I'm like, yeah, they're like, holy shit, you have a fucking nice place here, Ivan. Yeah, me and Vijay had like a $550 million house, man. Everything pimped out like Incredibles. It's crazy, yeah. Everything pimped out like Incredibles, yeah. I have my own garage like Batman, my tunnel. I want to have a tunnel in my garage. The door opens and you have like this little tunnel and it leads to the garage. It's a beautiful garage like I showed you guys, like Batman. You know the Dark Knight? Remember that garage I showed you? Yeah, a nice garage like that maybe we should have. And we have the elevator that takes us up to the second floor, the pool room, and the third floor is where we live. Like, holy shit, I think you have a nice place here. And they all feel like shit because those actors can't afford a house like that, man. Even the big actors can't afford a $500. They don't even have that in the bank. Guys like Keanu Reeves and Tom Cruise don't have $550 million in their bank, right? Tom Cruise is worth $600 million. He might have maybe $380 million in his bank. Keanu Reeves is worth $400. He might have maybe $250 million in his bank, $200 million in his bank around there, right? They can't afford a house like that. They're rich, They had like a 10, 12 meter house, but a 10, 12 meter house is not a 500 meter house. My house will be completely pimped out like Incredibles. Hence why the hard hackers are shocked. That's a nice perk. Partnering up with a 50 meter house. It's a nice perk. Nice fucking perk, yeah. Yeah. Oh, my battery's low, guys. I have to charge it. There you go. It's at 5%. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna go upstairs and get my coffee. Back in a sec. Don't hate no seconds. Here we go. Boys, up and loud. Alrighty, guys, I'm back. Let's just get my coffee. I'm in the 250s, by the way, guys. Ivan, you're in the 250s? Yes, I'm in the 250s. I don't get it, Ivan. You've been eating a lot of junk food. I know why I lost weight because I've been working 6 days a week pretty much for the past like 2.5 months, and I burn a lot of calories. I used to walk home from Dinty's, 40-minute walks. I'm in the 250s, guys. Yeah, I'm not lying to you guys. I'm in the 250s. I went from 280 to being in the 250s. I'm in the 250s now. Obviously, you guys don't really see a difference. I'm skinnier, but now that I'm in the 250s, I'm gonna start going on the treadmill once I get my other job, obviously, because right now, because I work dishwashing, I don't really have much energy to go on the treadmill because Cocoa 40 is too much work. But I should be getting, if I apply to AMWs, eventually I'll get one of those jobs. Maybe AMWs, maybe Tim Hortons and Vanier. I should get the job, obviously. Yeah. Yeah. That's why skyscrapers will blow all out of the water, man. Like, how do we burn Hollywood? Yeah, that's why all the Hollywood actors are gonna work me so bad. It's crazy. Oscar Isaac, Adam Driver, Daisy Ridley. What's the character who played Rose? What's her name again? The Asian chick. Yeah, they're all gonna beg John Mayer for work. Yeah, even J.J. Abrams, as even the directors are gonna be networking with the actors too. But the directors are mainly gonna network with Peter and Guillermo del Toro when they're in Hollywood. When Peter and Guillermo del Toro go to event in Hollywood, all the directors are in Hollywood are network with them too. Hey man, can you give Aiden and VJ a good word for us, man? I want to direct this next movie. Yeah, even the directors are 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 asking for it. Even the producers are asking for it. Hey man, can you give Ivan a good word for me? Because they all want to Hollywood, they all want to work for me. Like Hobby's been in Hollywood, yeah. And some of the Hollywood executives and CEOs are going to be sending in their resumes for the 17, the president position, because they know I can pay them more than what they make in Hollywood. The executives, obviously. Yeah, the Netflix executives, you know what I'm saying? Paramount, Disney, some of those guys are going to send their resumes. I'd rather work for Ryan than work in Hollywood. Because they know when I'm king, me and VJ's movies the main event. Their movies are all the side attention, obviously. That's why they'd rather work for me. My company's better in Hollywood. I can pay them more than what they make in Hollywood. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. The boss didn't text me, so today I'm not working, right? Yeah. I'm not working today, but I work tomorrow at Dinty's and Wednesday at Dinty's. But starting next week, I only work once a week. They cut my fucking my hours, man. Hence why I'm gonna get a shittier paycheck. I'm pissed off. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. Why don't you release your movie at the theaters? Because I showed you guys on Google, AI overview said the theater chains, all the theater chains in the world, in Europe and like North America, they can't handle 1 billion people. So AMC, Cineplex Canada, they can't handle 1 billion people. obviously. So even if I build 2,000 theaters, that's not enough for a billion people. I have to build maybe like 5,000 theaters, but 5,000 theaters would cost me billions, like $15 billion. And I'm probably going to only make my 12 off the movie. I don't have that kind of money. George and Ivan, don't release it on theaters. Just sign with Amazon. Amazon already has the resources for you. They can handle a billion plus orders. Yeah, that's why my company will be straight to 4K Blu-ray. It will not be on theaters, guys. I'm sorry. I'll see. Yeah, if I want to have movies on theaters, I either partner with the big theater chains, but those theater chains will tell me, Ivan, we can't handle a billion people, yes. Or you build your own theater chain, but to build a theater chain will cost me billions. I have to build like 5,000 theater chains around the world, which will cost me, I don't know, like 17, 16 billion bucks. I don't have that money in my bank. I'm probably gonna make maybe my 12 off the movie, off the book, right? That's why I'm gonna sign the deal with Amazon. Me and VJ sign our Mega 80/20 deal with Amazon. Because Amazon can easily handle $1 billion. They're a huge company. That's why they're a good company to partner with. If they get greedy and they want more, what about 75/25? I'm like, no, guys, you get 20%. Me and VJ get 80%. That's the deal. Stop being greedy. You're not worth any more than 20% of my money, man. Realistically speaking, you're only worth like 10% of my money. Now, I'm generous enough to give you 20. But if Jeff's company gets greedy, I'm like, I'm not paying you guys any more money. You get your 20% of the film profits as my distributing partners, and me and VJ get 8%. That's the deal. With the merchandise and for the movie. Easy. I wish we take like 9%. Yeah, we could take 9 if you want, VJ, but I don't want to be too greedy. Amazon's taking the stress off us by delivering all the 4K movies around the world to all the households and the merchandise. You give them a nice 20%. Or I can do 82/18. 82/18 for the deal. Maybe to make a bit more. 82/18, right? Or 80/20, right? Most likely 82. I might do 82/18 for the deal. Yeah. So, Sarah? Yeah. You get to use Ivan O'Mara and Victoria Justice signed mega deal with Amazon. Ivan VG get 80%, Amazon gets 20% of the profits. It's a huge deal, yeah, mega deal. Ivan O'Mara and Victoria Justice signed mega deal with Microsoft and Sony for the game. Ivan VG get 95%, Microsoft and Sony get 5% for the game deal, right? I'm not giving Microsoft and Sony any more than 5%. You get 5% of the profits for my game being sold on your online on your consoles, but me and VJ get 95% of the money. That's the deal, you know. Hence why I most likely will make most money off the game, because I'm taking the majority more of the money. And the gaming industry is bigger than the merchandise industry and the film industry. But the movie might be number one. Because it's cooler seeing Ivan in the movie than seeing Ivan in the game, but the games will be very popular, man. That's why the game will most likely be my number one seller. And that's why the agents want a piece of the game too, because they know the game is most likely the number one seller. They want a bigger chunk of, I want a bigger chunk of that game, yeah. But it's fucking cool playing as me in the Xanus game. You're gonna play as me in the Xanus game. The character looks like me and everything. You're gonna see me in the cutscenes and everything. Yeah, you're looking at a sick Xanus game. You know. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. So Ivan Zane's would be the best movie trilogy ever made. When you guys read my book, you'll finally see what I mean. You guys already read section of my book, and you imagine applying that. Imagine having Eretat devils and his army. They're approaching Saphius like Helm's Deep, and you have that scene where they talk about the X of Savage looking at and Eretat and the wolves are coming here. Yeah, you're looking at a masterpiece, man. The hostile crowd, the dungeon scene, Taki's mean, the light behind the walls, the capture scene, the politics and land and chaos. You're looking at a fucking masterpiece, man. Yeah, man. Because this is gonna be better than Lord of the Rings. I don't think it's better than Lord of the Rings. Yeah. So you do have politics in your book. Yeah, the land and chaos is a politics chapter. Obviously, it's good to put politics in your fantasy world. When you have fantasy, I give you a little bit of politics in Xanus. When you read, I give you politics in Xanus, and that land and chaos is a politics chapter. That's why you can argue it's the worst chapter of volume 2, because it's just politics going on in Xanus with Queen Sarah and Baronius and all them. Do you have tax policies like Game of Thrones? No, I don't. I don't have any taxes in my book. I do mention how Sarah and them are rich and everything. You'll see what I mean when you read the book, but there's no really tax policies in my book, obviously. But Game of Thrones, they have tax policies. But Lord of the Rings, there's no tax policies in that either, right? Yeah, I didn't include any tax policies in my book, right? No. Yeah. 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 Will the work be tough for Peter? It'll be a bit tough for him now because he's older. Peter will be in his 70s when he directs. Maybe 74, 75, around there when he directs Xanus. So the work is a bit tougher on his body. But he's still working really hard because I paid him a lot of money. And I paid him more than what he made for Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, man. And I gave him a bigger budget and he's getting better perks, so work harder for me. Now, I want to work much harder for you than I did for fucking New Line. Yeah, you pay me more money. Peter works really hard. Guillermo del Toro works really hard. Because I'm paying those directors a lot of money for the movie contract, right? The movie project right now. Yeah. Guillermo del Toro, I can pay him maybe $7 million. That way he's happy. Because if I pay him 4 or 5, he might be pissed off. It's not as much money. I can pay him $7 million. $1 million for pre-production. You get your $6 million for like 11 months of production. Guillermo del Toro. I can give you a good 18 million of the film profits. That's a good deal for Guillermo del Toro. Yeah. I can give him $1 million, like 2 for the merch, but he doesn't get any money off the game. It's a massive contract for Guillermo del Toro, right? Yeah, that's a lot of money. I don't even make this on as a director. Yeah, as a director, I make like 10, 8 in Hollywood. And yeah, you're making more as an assistant director than what you make in Hollywood. That's still, yeah. 18 million, you're making more than most of the actors for your royalties, Guillermo del Toro. 18 million. It's a lot of money for him, obviously, right? Yeah, massive contract. So Guillermo del Toro, yeah, Guillermo del Toro is my assistant director, so he'll be helping out Peter a lot. That way Peter's not stressed out. Here's how I even think, yeah, it's nice to have an assistant director to take the stress off Peter. Because if you just have Peter directing himself, he might be a bit stressed out, overwhelmed with like, oh man, I don't want to fuck up his movie. That's why you have Guillermo del Toro to help him out. And you have the unit teams who are going to help those two directors out, obviously. That's why you guys have to take your notes. That way you're prepped and you're not lost when you direct the scenes, right, for the movie. Yeah. 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 Ivan, do you want Peter filming the volumes simultaneously? Volume 1 and Volume 2 we can film simultaneously, but Volume 3 don't touch it until we finish Volume 1 and Volume 2, because Volume 3 is when the story gets dark. I want the actors to prep mentally for the big war in the end, and the demon bats in the caverns. But John Boyega and Jimotsu have to prep mentally for the wolves, because they meet the wolves in Volume 2 in the captured chapter. And so they have to prep mentally for that. I think something like the Asgiliath War when Faramir with them. My idea for the movie, I want to do a thing where they hide from the wolves when they hear the howl. They hide in like places in, you know what I'm saying? And the wolves come and they fight the wolves. That's not in the book, but we can add that in the movie to make it. Peter, I'm thinking something like You're As Good. We can do that for the movie. And they hide. Like Cassius, Asatonius, and their 50 men. For full and his 25 wolves are approaching and they hide. You can do that to make it more interesting, obviously, to show the fear of the wolves. In the book they don't hide, but in the movie they hide. In the book they fight on horses. In the movie they fight on foot. They get off their horses and they hear the howl. And Cassius is like, "Hide, draw your swords." And Faful and his wolves are approaching and they fight the wolves before they get captured. Looking at a map. Here's Ivan looking at a masterpiece. I hope you're looking at a masterpiece, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, Ivan, we can add that, make that change and make it more interesting. Yeah, Peter. So Ivan, you're creative. I know Peter, I'm creative. I'm saying, you know. Yeah. 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 Ivan, what do you think will be the best movie? That's a tough one. I think they're all going to be equally as good, but Volume 3 might be the best one because that's when the story gets deep. Peter might tell me, I think Volume 3 will be the best movie because that's when the story gets deep with the feasts in the caverns and you have the Exodus, like Prince of Egypt. That's why Volume 3 arguably might be the best. But some people might like Volume 2 even Volume 1 better, right? I think all three of my volumes are going to be amazing movies. It's going to be tough to choose. I think fans are going to probably like it equally as much. But I think Volume 3 will be the best. That's when you get the Exodus like Prince of Egypt, right? They're all scared with torches. That's why Volume 3 might be the best. But Volume 2 will be amazing too. And Volume 1 will be amazing too. The Light Behind the Walls. All of the volumes are going to be good, man. It's going to be tough to choose, right? Yeah. Yeah. Does Aratat know about the mountains? He knows a little about the mountains, but he knows that's not his territory. Yeah. He says the mountain regions, that's not my territory. Those mountains are cursed. That's not my territory. Never linger there. That's not my territory. He knows that Ephesus is the king of the mountains. Obviously. The bats and wolves are not the bestest of friends. They have their own territories, but they're common enemies, the humans. They hate the humans, obviously. I'm sorry. Their common enemy is the humans, obviously. Hence why I wrote a masterpiece. A masterpiece. Yeah. For the World Tour, will they interview guys one on one? Most likely, you have the main event in front of the large crowd of fans, and they might interview us one on one in a room. They might want to interview Peter Ganimal Tour one on one, like Peter did with the Charlie guy for Lord of the Rings. And they might do a cast interview when they interview me and then the cast, and they might do a round table. If they do that, I'm gonna film that, but the main event thing I'm not gonna film. That's all kept behind the scenes, obviously. You know, on Hollywood, they do one-on-one cast interviews, or they do an interview with a group of the cast. They might do something like for Xanus, obviously, for my world tour. And then they're going to want to interview Peter and get him on tour because they're my directors. Like, Peter, you better give good answers. Yeah, I know how this works, man. I worked in Hollywood. Yeah, they're going to be grilling you guys. But you got to give good answers, right? Yeah. If they do those interviews, I'll film those. I'll bring like 3 of my cameramen with me. They can film it. And I can release it for you guys to watch. But if it's just the main event, I'm not filming that. So I'll be behind the scenes. You guys are not filming that. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I was saying sounds like I'm a beg, man. Oh, Ivan, man, please, man. Like, I be your next movie, man. I had the best experience of my life, the best experience of my career, Ivan. I know, guys, but you're not good for the greatest of encounters or Tom Cruise. You're not good. And Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, you're not good. Or Robert Downey Jr., you're not good. I'm sorry. No. Yeah. Will Zane's be a beautiful world? Yeah, I think something like Rivendell. I'm gonna tell John Ali I want something like Rivendell for Zane. It's beautiful. It's called the Heavenly Kingdom. You know how Rivendell you get that like heavenly, beautiful kingdom feel? Yeah. Don't copy Rivendell, but I want it to be something like beautiful, like Rivendell. Okay, Ivan, but don't copy it. Because Xanus is known as a beautiful heavenly kingdom in the north, whereas the south is cursed. You have this like gray sky in the south all the time. It appears, Ivan, you want a gray sky in the south. Yeah, it symbolizes it's cursed. Whereas the north, there's no gray sky. The south has a gray sky. So appears, Ivan, you have like two different worlds, two different kingdoms. Yeah, pretty much you have two different kingdoms. The north is its own kingdom. The south is its own kingdom. The north is like the human kingdom, and then the south is like the animal kingdom, where the demon wolves and bats live. But the Southerns happen to live in that kingdom. They live in Eretat's kingdom, yeah. That's why I wrote a masterpiece. And you want the mist that veils, yeah, like that picture, it veils the north and the south. Okay, I see what you're saying. And John Howley draw all these pictures, and they draw a beautiful world for your movie, man. Something beautiful. You guys will be blown away by the world building, and you're going to be blown away by the battle scenes, and blown away by the horror of the wolves looking at devils and demons. Something fucking scary, yeah. Something really scary. Yeah. Yeah. This might be a 2-hour video, guys. An hour, maybe 55-minute video. You know. Yeah. I can't wait to play Olivia Ivan. I know BJ, she's all excited. Ivan, seriously, man, I can't wait to play her Olivia Ivan. I know, she's all excited. Yeah, Ivan, I love the character within your book. I know, she's an amazing character. BJ will play the spoiled daughter of Eli, the most powerful man in the South, obviously. Eli is the most powerful man in the South. Yes, he is. The most powerful man in the South. He's the wealthiest man in the South, obviously. He's wealthy, very wealthy. See. Yeah. Do you explain how he makes his money? No, I don't. But one reason how he makes his money, he forges weapons for the Zane army. And when they deliver the weapons, the Queen Sarah and all of them, they pay him a lot of money for it. And there's other ways he makes money. Remember in the beginning of that scene, it says there's entertainment in Saphias. Eli makes some money off that too. He's very wealthy, obviously. He's a wealthy man. He's the leader of Saphias, and he's the most wealthiest man in Saphias, obviously. And Lithia is a spoiled daughter, and Belle and Mary live with Lithia. Eli is very wealthy. He's not as rich as Tactius and all them, but he's very wealthy. Samsara. As in the banquet hall scene, when Tactius is eating and everything, he has like a bunch of feasts and food, and he has servants who attend them, and he has a table of 100 guests in his house. So if you have 100 guests in your house for a party, that guy is obviously rich. Obviously, Eli is wealthy. And when you read the book, Job says, Eli pays me good wages. Well, Job is rich too. Yeah, Job is Eli's caretaker, and Eli pays him good wages as his caretaker. Obviously. So I'm saying Job is rich too. Yeah. So in the movie, what for Safi's, you're gonna have a scene when it's a stone city, obviously, and Eli has his large house, and there's a lot of entertainment, going on around the streets, like markets where people buy stuff and everything. Yeah, you'll see what I mean in the Lithia chapter. Um, I think Lithia and all of them they buy. Yeah, Papari goes to a market. He buys bell flowers. Obviously, I think Takis gives him money for it. I forget. Yeah, because Takis is rich too. Takis brought a little bit of money with him when he went on his journey. As in that scene, he gives Sirius silver coins. So Takis brought a little bit of money with him on his journey. Because Takis is rich. That's why when he said how much, Papari's like, psst, Tacitus, like, they can't know that you're rich. Yeah. Eli's like, no need to pay for anything. You'll stay in my house, but you have to do chores in exchange. Hence why Tacitus works for Eli, obviously. And he hates being Colonius, a farm boy, and working for Eli. But he has to play along because it's very dangerous using the name Tacitus there, right? That's why I wrote a masterpiece, yeah. Yeah. So you're gonna have a lot of entertainment in the streets, yeah. A lot of entertainment. People say, okay, Ivan, yeah, you want like markets? Yeah, there's a lot of markets, hundreds of markets, there's a lot of entertainment going on in the streets. You know what I'm saying? And Tacitonius, he can hear the blacksmiths working in the armory. Yeah. That's why I said it seems like a lot of Safi's are hard at work. Yeah, these are the greatest blacksmiths in the lands. You can hear the blacksmiths a little bit pounding the weapons in the armory. Yeah. Obviously, my world building's very vague, as you guys read. But in the movie, I'm going to bring the world to life. You have like Safi's, a lot of entertainment. You have all these markets that sell stuff. Yeah. I'd be looking at all these markets as entertainment. I'd be looking at a masterpiece all right over here. This Lord of the Rings all right over here. Lord of the Rings. It's Lord of the Rings period, I'm saying, yeah. 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 Here's Ivan. You're looking at imagine like John Boyega and Jimo Hansu. They get captured by Faful, and they journey through the forest and the valley the valley of the dark, and then they're in Barak, and all the thousands of wolves are tens of thousands of wolves are staring at them, and Eretat terrorism, and they're laughing at them. I mean, looking at a match, devils like that, holy shit. Who was gonna feel for them? You're looking at a match, I know, Peter. Ivan, this is gonna top my Lord of the Rings, Ivan. I know, Peter. It's gonna top Lord of the Rings. Yeah, it's gonna top Lord of the Rings, man. Better movie trilogy, Lord of the Rings. You'll certainly, you guys would read my book, obviously. This must be Galathia, the Great Forest. Yes, must be. And the Horde valleys near. I can feel its darkness already emanating. I'm now sick. I know my book is sick. Yeah, it's sick. The sick book. My stepmother told me it's #1. Yeah. Amazing book. Yeah, Ivan, your characters come alive. I know. The characters in my book come alive, man. It's a masterpiece, man. Hence why you're looking at the best movies ever made. Once you will read my book, right? Yeah, BJ, Ivan, how much me off your book? Yeah, I'm like, BJ, you want to know? Yeah, I made $12.5. You made $12.5 off your book? I'm like, yeah. She's like, holy shit, that's a lot of money, Ivan. We can start that film studio with that money, I know. Are you gonna share that with me, sweetie? Or I'm like, yes, I will. Relax, man. This girl's fucking evil. Are you gonna share that with me? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna share it with you, BJ. Relax. We go to Vancouver, I'm gonna register for the cars. We'll share the money together. But you have to share your leftover money too, BJ. We're gonna put it in the same account. Okay, Ivan, yeah. The leftover, I don't know, 3 million, 2 million you have in your bank, you're gonna share it with me too, BJ. That's how it works. I'm sharing the billions of money with me. You're sharing money with me too, BJ. Okay, Ivan, yeah. Return. She's fucking evil, man. After what I did for you, I'm sorry, man. I want a piece of your billions. Yeah, I know, VJ. You're fucking evil, man. Yeah, man. And she wants to get her nice stuff with me, too. Yeah, I want to get the clothes, my nice high-end cars. I don't know, my $2,000, $300,000 Mercedes-Benz. I want to buy that jet with you. I want to build that 550-minute house with you. Yeah, buy the yacht with you. I want to travel on the world, stay the best suites with you. She's crazy, yeah. Go to bars and restaurants with you. You know, in events, yeah. Yeah. Some Sarah? So you did get the idea of Eretat marching to mark the lands from Lord of the Rings a little bit, like you got for Helm's Deep, how the army marched to Helm's Deep. I got a little bit of idea from that, obviously, but I made it original my own. You have something called the land markings in my book when you read it, obviously. You guys know what land marking means, right? Yeah. Eretat, in Taki's generation, Eretat finally decides to mark the South, mark the lands, obviously, you know. When you read the Land and Chaos chapter, when they talk about the land markings, the Council Rack, obviously, Eretat's like in all of these generations, never has this happened. Is it time, wolves? Is it time to mark the lands? And the wolves are like, mark it, mark it, mark it, mark it. Yeah, they're imagine that. You remember that scene in Helm's Deep when Sauron talks to the army? To war! March to Helm's Deep! Remember that? Yeah, you have something like that with Eretat. But you have an army twice that size, a 25,000 army. And they're all like, mark it, mark it, mark it. Yeah, they're double wolves. Priest Ivy, like my Helm's Deep scene. I'm like, yeah, Priest Ivy, you're looking at a massive man. The devils out, the wolves gonna feel for you guys. And I'll be right. This is Brother of the Rings. I'll be Brother of the Rings. Yeah. You have something called Council Rack. Yeah, you have something called Council Rack in Barack, obviously. Eretat holds a council with his son and he talks to the wolves about marking the land. It's almost close for you. Why did Eretz decide to mark the lands? Because it's Tacitus' generation. Yeah, it's almost I almost pulled a sword for you. That's why he decides to mark the lands. Before that, the wolves never touched the lands. But if they came across humans in the south, sometimes they would capture them or kill them and all that stuff. But the wolves never touched the lands until Tacitus' generation. They decide to touch the lands. That's why I wrote a masterpiece. Yeah. And the Salamans have heard horrid stories about Eretad, the devil in the south. They see him as legends because they never seen him, but they know he exists in the south. But they heard horrid stories about the devil in the south, obviously. Yeah. Well, how did they hear the stories? From the Northerns who fought the wolves in the past. When they lived, I don't explain in the book, when the Northerns fought the wolves in the past, obviously, when they delivered the weapons to the north, the Northerns would obviously mention something about Eretad, and those guys pass it down to the sons. That's how it works, obviously, right? That's how they know. But I don't explain in the book, but that's obviously the reason how they know, obviously. So I'm telling you guys in advance, I don't explain how the Salamans know the stories, but I gave you a theory of how they know. When they deliver the weapons to the north, sometimes Northerns tell them stories about Eretad and everything, and about Tacitus the First and everything, and that's how they know about Tacitus the First and Eretad. That's how they hear the stories. So I'm saying that's how it works. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Yeah. So that's not a plot hole. How I explained to you a theory how they know. You know, I didn't explain in the book, but I explained to you a theory in this video how they know, and that's not a plot hole, obviously. So Sarah, yeah, I mean that makes sense. Yeah, that's how they know, obviously. Are there any plot holes in your book? No, there isn't. But some fans might maybe catch. Oh, I think there's a plot hole here. But if you really read it carefully, there is no plot hole. Obviously, yeah. But there's some fans who might try and pick out some plot holes in my book. They're trying their best to pick out flaws in my book, obviously. But you're just hating on me because you're jealous. You know, no author entertained you the way I did. And I wrote the best fans I've ever written. Don't hate me, I'm saying. You're just hating on me because you're jealous, man. You know I wrote a masterpiece. And I made my billions off this, I'm saying. And no author entertained the reader the way I did. I entertained the reader more than these other fancy authors did. So I'm saying, yeah. 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 So Ivan, you want Tacitonius and Cassius, John Boyega, you want Zoo in that scene when they fight for 425 wolves before they get captured. You want them to hide. Yeah, they get off their horses, they look around, and Cyrus, and the prince is not there. And you get to see, this is Eretad's territory, we're in his domain. They hear the howl of the wolves coming through the trees, obviously. Then they hide. In the book, they don't hide. But in the movie, I want them hiding like this Gilead scene, because we can do that for the movie, and they're scared. Oh yeah, but like if you think that scene in his Gilead was pretty freaky, like the actor for Faramir, he looked a bit scared, and those were PG-13 orcs. Whereas for my movie, the rated R devils, as you're gonna see John Boyega, he's scared a little bit. You see Jim Monsu, he's scared, and he tells John Boyega, be brave, cousin. You know what I'm saying? They hide and they fight the wolves. They're 50 men hide, and they fight for full and 25 devil wolves. Looking at a sick battle scene there, yeah. Because I looking at a master, I don't know, look, it's sick, man. The movie's sick. The movie will be a masterpiece. Oh. Some Sarah? Yeah. 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 That's why Xanus will be a masterpiece. 2-hour video, guys. Almost done here. Yeah. How scared will Erethat be? You're looking at a revolution of horror. I showed you that picture. That's fucking freaky. We'll think something a bit scary than that. Erethat and them are going to be walking devils and demons. Something so scary. That's why the movie will have crazy white buzz. And you're going to feel for me and the actors. You're going to feel for John Boyega and Ji-won Soo in the capture scene. When they get thrown in a pit. Yeah, you're looking at a masterpiece, man. And the wolves also feast on human flesh. You're going to see them cutting. I'm going to tell people, I want the scene when Cassius and Sony's fight for full and there's wolves. You see wolves beheading some of the people. And they're psychotic devils. And yeah, and they feast on some. In that scene, the wolves feast on some of the human flesh. They feast on it. They just take like one of their arms and they feast on it. Yeah, the devils, man. Because that's a bit too gory. I'm like, Peter, I want it to be that gory. That way it's a powerful story. They're cursed devils, Peter. There's a reason why they're cursed. They're devils. Yeah, that's what that way you tell a powerful story. I don't know what I'm doing. That's why you're gonna feel for John Boyega and Ji-won Soo. Please don't die. Yeah. Look at a masterpiece, man. A masterpiece. That's why Xanus will be the best movie children and the best fans ever written. Anyways, guys, I talked for 2 hours. That's good enough. I hope you guys know this show. Stay tuned. I'll make a video tomorrow after my shift at Denny's. Or I might make another video tonight, maybe around 5, 6 o'clock. This afternoon or evening, right? This is Adamir. I'm signing off. Peace, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this long show. Peace out. Don't hate me, I'm saying.